time controls death. Disease does not produce death. If this wouldn't have been the case, Lord Sri Krishna would never speak in his 11th sloka, Kalosmi Loka Shayakrit Pravarido. Supreme Lord said, I am mighty time, the source of destruction that comes forth to annihilate the worlds. Even without your participation, the warriors arrayed in the opposing army shall cease to exist. There are still so many people in the world who have been bedridden for years but haven't died yet. If you want to finish this panic, you must also show the number of people who are dying because of cancer, diabetes, or any other disease. Because this would play a very crucial role in the lives of people, as it would subside their fears and they will immediately start taking care of themselves. If you are following this channel, you must be knowing Mr. Rajesh Jain. He is one of the forces behind Prajna Institute of Yoga and Allied Sciences, or PIYAS, a non-profit holistic health center in Bangalore that offers treatment with yoga, naturopathy, ayurveda, and spirituality, supported by allopathic diagnostic services from the starting of the coronavirus pandemic. Mr. Rajesh Jain, who lives in Dubai himself, has helped so many patients afflicted by this disease. And only with the help of diet, positive thinking, and yoga has recovered them. In February 2020, Mr. Rajesh Jain said that the coronavirus is an airborne, and today WHO has also said the same thing. Rajesh Jain is always ready to help the people who are corona positive, and till now he has treated more than 400 people with the help of doctors from PIYAS. Even the treatment given was free of cost. But now Mr. Rajesh Jain is saying something very truthful and powerful which may shock you. To save ourselves from this pandemic, we need to go to the God. What are you saying? Aren't you saying the very thing people are trying to avoid? Let me be elaborate. None of us has seen God till now, but we all think and feel that God is with us and helping us in all the difficult situations. Bha also stands for Bhumi, means we need to go on a plant diet. Now, because from Bhumi only the plant diet comes, G stands for Gagan, meaning space. We need to increase the space so that viruses settles itself and we don't need to fight with it and make it a part of our system. Humans have taken so many viruses, so many bacteria in its body, so these microorganisms will eventually become a part of our system. If not today, then tomorrow. So you just have to do is increase the space within your bodies to accommodate these extra settlers. Now, Va, meaning Vayu. There is so much oxygen in the atmosphere and was given to us for free. But now we are adamant to get oxygen through artificial systems in bottles. Why? Everyone encourages breathing practices such as pranayama, and there are so many breathing exercises available which activate the ventilator present in our bodies. And the next letter is A, which stands for Agni. We need to increase the temperature inside us so that the virus gets destroyed or gets settled. There are so many methods to increase the Agni fire inside our bodies. Vayu and pranayam can also increase the Agni element in our body. And the next is N, or need, meaning water, that is consuming more of liquids and fluids. You have to drink plenty of water so that the virus gets detoxified and gets flushed from the body so that the water balance doesn't get disturbed. So, if we all go in this word Bhagwan, it's guaranteed that no one will get serious. Could you please give us a few examples? Because there are many people that may not be aware of such diets and exercises. Like when you refer to a plant-based diet, what should people be consuming under this regimen? Now, a plant-based diet means Your food becomes your medicine. So, if you need an excess of zinc in your diet, a zinc based diet could include consuming pomegranate or ginger. Antibiotic diet could include consuming turmeric. We can take lemon and orange juice for vitamin C. There are so many diets available, and by watching the condition of the patient, we can give the diet accordingly. Even if the patient is having diabetes, cancer, or any other problem, we can have a tailored diet plan made for him. And these diets do yield good results. Moving on, I am pretty sure that by now people are well aware of the benefits of a healthy diet and water. But the problem that people are currently facing, especially in India, is a shortage of oxygen. As the oxygen concentration of people dips to dangerous levels, what can we do to increase the oxygen levels back to normal? The day you get the positive report, you have to change your diet, mind, and should be stress proof. You need to start with breathing practices. You can check out the special exercises and practices for COVID patients on our YouTube channel. Following these practices will certainly activate the ventilator which God has naturally blessed us with. This will in turn help us reduce our dependency on bottled oxygen. We need to start all of these practices from day one because, as I see it, all this deterioration is because of a wrong diet and sometimes due to uninhibited and unsupervised use of medicine. And as we know, there are so many side effects of the medicines that are being prescribed. So, ADR in this case may be adding the proverbial fuel to the fire. But once the oxygen dips below the danger zone, then it becomes imperative to hospitalize the patient and support him with oxygen cylinders. Yes, definitely. If the situation has become really dire, then you have to go to the hospital and use bottled oxygen. But in our experience, we have seen patients recover after the oxygen dipped to 60 within 45 minutes. The recovery of patients again hinges on the attitude and moral of the patient and his family. Why is the second wave in India more deadly than the one that previously afflicted the nations? According to me, we need to investigate a number of factors that take place from the time the person gets the report and the time he is admitted to the hospital. This includes investigating the diet and the medications they were prescribed. If we start documenting and analyzing these variables, then we could definitely find a conclusive answer. There could be some adverse drug reaction, or they could have been consuming a solid diet. So, when we suffer from an ailment, the disease weakens the body. So, it takes a lot of time for our healthy bodies to digest solid food. Usually, carbohydrates take 14 to 18 hours to digest. So, we recommend a plant based diet in this situation as it only takes around 3 to 4 hours to digest. The time and energy saved in digestion after this transition can be used by the body to heal itself. And since there are no side effects of this method, continuous benefits can be reaped from the practice. I speak from my experience as we have been following these practices for the last 70 years. And I have also observed this system work and recover 400 other people, some of which were in a very dire state. Only through diet, breathing practices, regular gargling, and taking steam. We do have a prescribed format, and using the right techniques to take steam is also very important. How much to inhale, the proper way to inhale the steam, exposing your chest and neck to the warmth of the steam. We try to educate people of these methods by putting them on our channel on YouTube. It is surprising to see that not a lot of people know how to gargle properly. So we try and educate people so that they can yield the maximum benefit. I believe if people start following these practices from day one and have a positive attitude, I don't think that they would require hospitalization. But what about the widespread panic in India? This reminds me of a story by a great philosopher. A saint in a village saw a black silhouette. He stopped it and asked, "Who are you?" That silhouette said, "I am death." "Why have you come here?" The saint questioned. The soul replied, "I want to take 500 individuals from the village." And the news of the encounter spread all over town. From the next day, people start dying. At the very end, the philosopher realized that death has not taken 500 people, as it promised, but rather 5,000. When the saint encountered the silhouette again, he stopped Death and questioned him. He reasoned with Death. "You said you would only take 500, but you took 5,000 instead." Death simply replied, "I did not want to take so many people." But the news that was spread like wildfire incepted fear into the minds of people, as a result of which this terrible death toll can be witnessed. Similarly, when we start panicking, our oxygen concentration starts to dip. Fear can lead to many problems, including reduced immunity. So, one should never be afraid. But witnessing this situation firsthand as well as on the news, isn't it normal to be afraid? Mind over matter. My father used to say that good health and moksha can only be obtained from within. So we need to learn to live with ourselves. So I believe this crisis will educate people on the concept of wellness. It will help us stray away from the theory of illness and move towards wellness. So you have a holistic center in Bangalore, and according to the reports which we are witnessing, Bangalore seems to be in a pretty dire state. So what is PIYAS doing to help the people? We help everyone who connects with PIYAS, but only virtually, since the government has not approved nature cure hospitals as of yet. If they permit the hospitals, all the naturopaths could help the crisis and help strengthen our healthcare infrastructure, as they know how to treat the body properly. We have been experiencing the benefits of naturopathy for generations now. So, when this crisis started, we started having a lot of thoughts and ideas, and we immediately started implementing them. Whenever people express their desire for a naturopathic solution to their problems, experts at PIYAS help them. So, you believe that if government starts promoting naturopathic practices, we could reduce some of the burden on our healthcare infrastructure? Definitely. Natural cure is nothing new. It has been practiced for centuries. We are essentially trying to take their society back to its root. If modern science and our indigenous Asian sciences start working symbiotically, we could elevate a lot of problems. If government starts giving permission to these institutions, great things can be accomplished. Many countries are trying to help India through this difficult time. But what do you think should be done to change things for the better? Many countries and charitable organizations are helping India by providing oxygen concentrators, ventilators, and other things. But if they all started practicing natural healing methods, it would change the conditions drastically. COVID is now, but if you study history, you will realize that every decade or two we face something similar. We tend to forget adversity and we do not learn from it. It is important to learn from our past and keeping our mistake as a template, we must build towards a better future. And everyone should contribute in some way or other. So, what do you have to say about the post corona side effects, which a lot of people experience after undergoing treatment? People face a lot of problems after being discharged from hospitals. When they come back, they face weaknesses for months. B12 level decreases, vitamin D decreases. PIYAS has good treatments for increasing the deficient nutrients in the body without taking any supplements. Actually, in reality, human beings have everything in their bodies. We just need to know the right way. To activate them, if you may, we just need to know the right password. And we have witnessed such a great results in lot of individuals. Some recover within 15 days while some recover in a week. It all depends on the individual. Some recover quickly while others take a little longer. Have you recently treated any severe cases which people are out to know? I have personally treated 400 patients. On the other hand, PIYAS has treated over 1,000. All this has taught me that this disease manifests itself in different forms. We see different symptoms in different patients. Some cough uncontrollably, some have a high fever. You wouldn't believe I came across a patient who had -5 degree temperature. We have treated patients who have had their oxygen dip to dangerous levels, around 60. We helped a patient who had patches in his lungs recover. He was showing early onset of pneumonia. He had consumed medicine for around 10 to 15 days. I told the person to choose between medicine and naturopathy. Since medicine were not really helping him, so he decided to follow naturopathy. As he knew there were no side effects for this treatment, he started seeing results within 2 days of practicing naturopathy. As soon as he changed his diet and increased his intake of water, got him on a liquid diet. So he started seeing results. When people don't see any positive results, I advise them to go on a liquid fasting for faster recovery. Because fasting is the fastest therapy which we must understand. But doesn't that impact people's immunity? According to me, this is a myth because I speak from experience. I have made someone undergo 2 liquid fasts because we were not seeing any improvement in his condition. But they say you feed the fever. We need to understand why the temperature of the body increases. Why does a fever develop? As I can see that if conditions is good, he has no weakness, then I tell him. I keep him on liquid diet and we give him all kind of diets so that his weakness doesn't increase and respond better. And the patients I have worked with have shown great improvements. I once worked with a lady who was seriously ill and was told by her doctors that she wouldn't be able to survive. When we started working with her, for the first few days she felt a bit uncomfortable as it was a drastic change for her. We stopped her medicines and changed her diet. But then she showed great recovery, and after 7 days, she improved significantly. So, there are many anecdotes that I can share with you because this disease manifests differently in different individuals. So, we need to address different symptoms differently. Sir, it was a pleasure to meet you again. It was a great realize that all the solutions to our problems lie in nature itself. And as you said, if you don't want to die early, meet Bhagwan. Start implementing the concept of Bhagwan in your lifestyle. Nature is only God. God is within us.